Alright, what's up everybody? This is the second SFTOTHETOP Podcast. I'm Brett Apley. I'm here with Stephen Pearlstein over telephone.
Hey, I'm on telephone.
What's up?
Hey.
So, yeah, I was listening to the last podcast recently, and you made some good predictions.
Yeah, I mean, I was proud of myself for, calling that the Giants should trade for Marco Scudero, but, I mean, of course, I should apologize to you for saying that Mike Aviles was 25 years old when, in fact, he's over the age of 30, so, yeah, it evens out in the end.
Apology accepted. It was funny. I actually, my dad was listening to it one time, and he came back, and he's like, "How could you talk about the A so badly? Oh, Steven said Bob Melvin could manage his way out of a paper bag, and you were bashing him, and Steven was right, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, it was one podcast. It's not like I've ever not made right predictions. And some
everybody's wrong sometimes, but, I mean, not many people could have predicted the A's to win the division.
And did I not say the Orioles would win the AL East?
Yeah, you did. So, I mean, you got the A's right, or you got the A's wrong, you got the Orioles right. So, in the end, I mean, that's a pretty good percentage.
And we basically had most of the division for baseball down cold. We had the Giants. We had all the main.
We had the Reds and the Cardinals in no particular order.
Right. Man, baseball season seems like such a long time ago, but we're about ready to start spring training again almost at this point.
Yeah, in a month, pitchers and catchers report, so
starting the fantasy talk.
In Arizona and Florida.
But let's move on from baseball for now. Yeah.
Wait, one more thing. What? So the MLB 13 cover vote for the fans could vote for who to be on the cover.
Yeah.
And Andrew McCutchen won that vote. What do you think about that?
Well, who are the other nominees?
I mean, Sabathia, Posey, Bryce Harper, Matt Kemp.
That's
very many. But I mean, how shocking is it that the Pirates fans basically schooled everybody else, social media wise, and voted in their guy McCutchen to be on the cover of MLB 13?
See, I don't follow the Pirates enough, so I don't know McCutchen's personality. Like, I can understand why someone like Posey wouldn't win it because he doesn't have, that huge outgoing personality to make people behind him. Kemp, on the other hand, or I forget who the last player, Bryce Harper, those players, they'd seem more likely to win it than me, or than McCutchen, but I mean, I don't know. McCutchen, I don't have a problem with it.
What's shocking is Posey came in fifth in that, but the Giants fans were able to vote Freddie Sanchez. He came in second in the All-Star Game voting. So I'm a little surprised that they couldn't do that again and vote their guy Posey onto the cover.
Well, it's not baseball season anymore, see, so now all the Giants fans are caught up in the Niners, and it's just
the Warriors.
Well, yeah, hey, so I was at the Warriors game today. The first game I've been to in a while. We were sitting in more of the Blazers section. There were so many Blazers fans, and Damian Lillard, he went absolutely off tonight. He was crazy good. His family was sitting pretty close behind us. They were screaming the entire game. But he is just he's breathtaking to watch. He's so good. I was shocked how good he was in person. I've seen his numbers, and he's already pretty much run away with the Rookie of the Year. But I mean, I'm a fan of his now. I was very impressed.
Yeah, he's already had at least one game-winning shot this year. The thing that impressed me the most about him is how good his shot is. Because I didn't think that he'd be able to hit the NBA jumper consistently, considering the adjustment from college to the NBA. I just thought he was, all quickness, and, he'd be able to get into the lane when he wanted, but I didn't think he'd be able to hit so many three-pointers and so many outside shots. already.
Exactly. I mean, you can't put him in, like, say, the top 5 of point guards, but in the next couple of years, he could be in that elite tier of point guards. I mean, he's a rookie, and he's scoring 30-plus games, and he's getting double-doubles, and he's leading the team. He was incredible. And Steph Curry, too. Steph Curry is really fun to watch. Steph Curry has such quick hands. He played such great defense. I was really impressed with him, too.
Yeah, what surprised me, though, Curry, since entering the league, I didn't think that he'd be able to translate that well into the NBA because of how skinny and how small he is. I don't remember the year, but it might have been 2005, 2006, when Quincy Doobie, who was averaging like 25 a game from college, got drafted, and he ended up basically shooting himself out of the league. And just by the way, he scored 75 points in a Chinese game the other day. But I thought Curry would follow the same career path because they were obviously both great college scorers, and they both rely on the outside shot. But I mean, both of them are really small, and I just thought that Curry would, not really amount to much in the NBA. I'm wrong.
I mean, he's a franchise player now.
He is. But can you really rely on him, though? I mean...
As far as what?
Injuries?
Well, no, but in injury, you can never truly rely on anyone for injury. It's not like Steph Curry's...
Yeah, but some players get hurt more than others.
Well, yeah,
some players get hurt more than others, and Curry's one of those players that gets hurt more than others.
Yeah, but see, his injuries are mostly repeated injuries.
Yeah, that's the concerning thing.
Well, right, it is very concerning, but I'm saying DeMarcus Cousins could sprain his ankle tomorrow, and then every year from now on, he could be out for a month with that same sprained ankle. Like, it has to start somewhere. But yeah,
and Curry's already started.
No, yeah, I definitely hear you. It's ride him while we can.
Yeah, way to say that to the San Francisco crowd.
Well, and we were talking about this before, but I mean, this has been the best Warriors team in
this the We Believe era.
I mean, but they're clearly better than that talent-wise. But it's not. I don't expect them to win the NBA title. They no doubt in my mind that they would lose to the Thunder. They would definitely lose to the Spurs, I think.
If they ended up matching up with the Lakers, they would probably lose to the Lakers because they just matched up horribly with them.
Well, thankfully,
I'm sure the Lakers are 2-0 against them this year too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I can see them beating the Lakers. I don't know about the Clippers. That's another tough one.
They probably won't beat Memphis.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm expecting either a fourth or a fifth seed. Probably playing Memphis in the first round, and maybe getting out of that round. But I mean, there's just.
I mean, the West is just too damn good.
Yeah, and
the Warriors are what 20? I don't know. They're 11 over 500, and yet they're not even in first place.
Yeah, I think they have 12. I think they have like 24 and 12 or something.
I mean, yeah, to be that many over 500 and not even leave the division, that just speaks how strong that conference is.
Yeah, well, you know what? Being a Warriors fan, I would take how their team is now, even with the very, very, very small chance that they could advance deep into playoffs, than the team we had 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, who it just hard to watch.
Yeah, but that team had Monty.
Yeah, but look where it got us.
We got you Andrew Bogut.
Who's out for the rest of the year, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Monta Ellis, but I like that David Lee was great again today. Harrison Barnes was great.
I think Ellis proved that addition by subtraction exists.
Yeah.
Because the player that they got for him hasn't done anything, but yet they're a lot better than they were in years past, simply because each are two 6'3" players, and they can actually guard bigger guards because Klay Thompson's six seven, 6'8", so he could actually match up with the bigger guards. So there's not a mismatch every time down the court now.
And you know who's the unsung hero of all this? It's
Jared Jack.
Oh, well, yeah, he's one of them, but
Carl Landry.
He's another good player. Not who I was thinking of.
Anders Biedrins.
Well, no, that's where I was going to. I was going to say Festus Ezeli because with Bogut's injury, we have to have another center.
Who can't catch the ball, but we're not.
But he allows.
That's fine.
He allows the Warriors to not play Biedrins, which is helping them so much. I mean, the little things that he does. He's a really good offensive rebounder. He plays hard. He's young. If Biedrins was playing instead of Ezeli, I definitely don't think the Warriors would be where they're at now.
No, and that credit should go to the GM, Bob Myers, for drafting Ezeli in the second round when obviously every other team passed up on him. They got good value there, along with Draymond Green. I mean, they had a good draft.
It's true. Yeah, and for your sake, switching a little bit here, but I know how much you like the Kings, and I hope they do stay in Sacramento. It would be sad to see them go, although it's looking kind of likely now that they're going to see. I don't know if they're going to change their name back to the Sonics, but it seems that the Maloof era might be over.
Hey, I mean, it's not over till it's over. I mean, it was all but certainty that they'd be moving to Anaheim last year, and they're still in Sacramento. They're not in Anaheim. I mean, if there's anyone that can keep them in Sacramento, it's the mayor, Kevin Johnson, who obviously played in the NBA, and one of his main priorities was to keep the team in Sacramento. And he recently said that he has buyers that are interested in keeping the team, and they'd be willing to match Seattle's offers. So, I mean, nothing's a guarantee at this point.
No, nothing's a guarantee, but I want to see those offers. It's all talk and no action right now.
Well, I mean, there's so many different reports that you can't trust, so I mean, when an offer comes, it will probably be a figure that's not even accurate because reporters like to jump the gun because they always like to be the first person reporting the news instead of reporting the most accurate or the correct news.
Yeah.
So we just have to let it play out, and nothing is official until, it is official, so.
Sure. What do you think about the playoffs this weekend? A lot of big matchups. There's two Packer fans sitting in front of me at the Warriors game. They kept on standing up and flashing their shirts and trying to get people to talk shit to them. But
yeah, I think they should be taking their cheese heads back to Wisconsin.
What's your call on that game?
I don't know. My gut says Green Bay, but I think the 49ers. It's so tough to predict that game because we don't really know what kind of a playoff performer Kaepernick is.
That's very true. We still don't even know what kind of a regular season performer he is. He's only played in, in 5 or 6 games?
Yeah, that's one of the harder games to predict because, Kaepernick is so dynamic, but we don't know if he'll struggle in the postseason.
And look, if Aaron Rodgers is on his game, doesn't matter how good the Niners' defense are. Because
even if he isn't on his game, I think he's still good enough to win that game. But the 49ers will win if they have to score first, in my opinion. They have to jump out to a lead and let their defense be as aggressive as it can be. And they need to be able to run the ball.
I've been running this game over in my mind, and I feel like I feel like at some point the Green Bay defense is going to crack, and that's why I give the slight edge to the Niners. And I'd say, yeah, God, such a tough game to predict, but I'm gonna take the Niners in this one as well.
I mean, I think the Niners are a favorite, aren't they?
I believe it's a 3-point spread for the Niners. Yeah.
That's pretty big, but
well, I wouldn't say big, but
I mean, it's just really tough to predict. I think it's essentially a coin toss.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
The Niners. Let's just say this: if the Niners played as they did against Seattle, then they have no chance. But I don't really know what the real 49ers team is. That's the problem.
That's true. All right, so you're going with Niners, right?
I'm going with put me on the spot. No, I'll go with Green Bay.
You'll go Green Bay.
Yeah, I'll go Green Bay. I'm going with my gut, Green Bay.
Okay, I'm taking the Niners. Okay, moving on to the morning game tomorrow. Actually, Broncos and Ravens. See, everyone's been talking about the blowout that the Broncos put on the Ravens a few weeks ago, but the game was relatively close throughout the whole game. It wasn't like the Broncos outplayed the Ravens that much.
Wasn't that game in Baltimore? I'm pretty sure that game was in Baltimore.
I think so, but I just remember the Ravens being down by a touchdown, and then Flacco threw a pick six. Which
that's who Flacco is.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's Flacco against Peyton Manning. I mean, I don't care how good Ray Rice does tomorrow, or I don't know if the Ravens still have that emotional lift from Ray Lewis's pending retirement.
They got their big four on the field for defense, which they haven't had really all year. So what do you think about that?
For what?
Their big four, they got T. Sizzle, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and who's the fourth? I'm blanking on his name. Anyway.
Yeah, whoever it is, it's going to be torched by Manning. I think Denver wins this pretty easily.
I'm pretty sure it's like a 9-point spread or something like that.
Yeah. I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll win by 9. I think Baltimore has a good chance to cover, but I think Denver will control the game.
Yeah, you know what? I completely agree. I really like Baltimore, but the Broncos are just better. They're just better pretty much everywhere, except for
the Broncos haven't lost. I don't know how many games. What's their win streak? Like 10 or 11? I mean,
yeah, 11 in a row.
Ever since they're down by 20 going into the second half against the Chargers, they haven't lost. So, and that's called momentum. And I don't know if the momentum will stop because of the bye, but I mean, they're just playing really good at the right time.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not like Denver's defense is bad. They were ranked in the top 5 this year.
Denver's defense is pretty good.
So Denver?
Denver.
I'm going Denver too.
Alright, the morning game on Sunday is Seattle at Atlanta.
Yes,
which is probably
it
the most intriguing game this weekend.
I agree, and it's more intriguing for us than maybe the general population just because we've been following both teams, specifically both quarterbacks, the entire year from fantasy football. This is basically a dream matchup for me. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm not as excited as you are, but I think it's going to be a really close game that I think will go down to the wire. I don't think either team will blow each other out. And
I agree.
I think the game will be won by basically whoever has the ball last, game-winning field goal.
Well, here's the thing. Atlanta's a 3-point favorite. They're at home. Matt Ryan is dominant at home. Russell Wilson has been great lately. If I had to pick a quarterback who is going to crack at some point, although I hate to do it, I have to lean toward Russell Wilson. He just inexperienced, and you just never know playing on the road. Seattle's
you give Mike only 2 weeks to prepare for a rookie quarterback, and he's going to throw some crazy defensive looks at you that I don't even think Wilson will be able to, decipher and make plays as much as he's been making. Because Mike Nolan he's really creative, especially with all this time that he has to prepare for Wilson and the Seahawks.
And the thing is, you know what you're going to get from Matt Ryan. You know you're probably going to get, 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, maybe a pick, but he's going to be pretty good overall. Russell Wilson, you don't know. You could get that 2 interception, 1 touchdown game, which he's had, or you could get the 4 touchdown, 2 touchdown runs. Russell Wilson, who is almost unstoppable at times, and with that huge upside and downside, I'm taking the more consistent guy.
Matt Ryan?
Yeah, and he's got Julio Jones and Roddy White to throw to, which is...
Yeah, Roddy's back to 100%, so...
It's a billion times better than
he's got
Sidney
his
Rice.
weapons locked and loaded.
Although, it will be interesting to watch the matchup with Brown and Browner and Richard Sherman guarding those two. But I got to give the edge to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And plus, you don't know, Seattle bringing in Ryan Longwell, that could always change a game. Kickers are so valuable in the playoffs.
I can see Atlanta losing because, Michael Turner is really bad, and, all those 2-yard runs you could put the Falcons in third and long situations where Seattle can tee off and just blitz the hell out of Ryan. But I think Ryan, I think he's going to prove to the NFL that he can win in the playoffs. I think he's going to get over the hump this week.
You could say Michael Turner's the X factor in this matchup. How many times have we seen run for 1 yard, run for 2 yards, then we got 3rd and 7. If Turner can get those 6-yard runs, 5-yard runs,
yeah, Atlanta will win pretty easily if he can do that. But unfortunately, he hasn't been really doing that this year.
He'll get 1-yard runs, and then he'll get that 2-yard run for a touchdown, and then everything will be all good for him.
Yeah.
So
I think Atlanta will win because I think Matt Ryan is, I think he's going to get over the hump this week.
I agree. I'm taking Atlanta as well. I think it'll be really close. I could definitely see Seattle winning, but I feel like Atlanta's the better team. Any other thoughts with that game, or can we move on to the final one?
Time to talk about Houston, New England.
This is probably my least favorite matchup, but it's a good game. It's a potential good game. New England's, I think, a 9.5-point favorite, and I see them winning pretty easily.
It's gonna be a blowout.
You think it's gonna be a blowout?
Yeah, I don't really think there's much to say about this game.
I just don't think Matt Schaub's good enough.
No, Schaub's not good enough. Gary Kubiak, he gets outcoached way too much.
Obviously, the Patriots have been there, done that. Houston hasn't.
Yeah, Houston they picked a really crappy time to not play well. They did win last week, but it wasn't really,
nothing to write home about.
Yeah,
they looked okay. Cincinnati looked
okay, but they didn't really do it in a really convincing way.
Exactly.
So I like Kenny Brady to
Yeah. Foster's got to have like a 200-yard game or something. That's really the only way I see.
Yeah.
I see Houston winning.
Yeah. I mean, if Houston could run the ball and keep Brady on the sidelines, then they'll have a fighter's chance to win. But the thing is, Tom Brady is so good that even if he doesn't have the ball for that much time of possession, he can score so quickly anyway.
Yeah. I just think New England's the better overall team. I'm taking New England. My four I got Denver. I got San Francisco, Atlanta, and New England. I'm taking all the home teams. And you're the same, except you got Green Bay over San Francisco.
Yeah.
All right, and then real quick, so who do you think gets to the Super Bowl?
I'll go with Denver versus. Wow, it's tough. It's NFC. I'll go with Denver versus Atlanta. And it'll be a rematch from the regular season.
You're taking the words right out of my mouth. That's what I would predict too. I think whoever wins the Seattle-Atlanta game will get to the Super Bowl. And since I picked Atlanta, I got to go with them. I think Denver's the better team, but I think Denver has a slightly more likely chance to lose this weekend than New England. But still, I think they get to the Super Bowl. And wow,
Denver wins.
That is such a tough one. I mean, I guess you got to go Denver. Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning is just a god.
You got to go with the sheriff. I mean, who knows if Matt Ryan can string 2 playoff wins together? And if he beats Seattle this week, beats Green Bay and the Niners next week, then he has to win 3 playoff games in a row to win the Super Bowl. And that's, I mean, for someone who's 0-3 in the playoffs, I don't know if he'll be able to beat Peyton Manning.
It's not like I think the pressure is going to get to him, but I just think Seattle, Green Bay / San Francisco, those are 2 tough teams to get by. And
yeah.
Their defense isn't that good. I don't know if no matter what he does, I could see Green Bay or Seattle or even San Francisco putting up 35 and beating them 35-28 or something like that. Maybe not 35-20, maybe like 35-21. But
I mean, you can win or lose.
You heard it here. Denver Broncos, 2012 projected Super Bowl champions.
Peyton Manning will finally get his second ring.
All right. Well, that's probably going to wrap it up here. I think it was a good podcast. What do you think?
Yeah, it was solid. Way too solid.
I'd like to make these every week. We'd love to answer anyone's questions, talk about anything you guys are interested in, because I've said this before, but we're really doing this for you guys to listen, not just for us to talk to ourselves. So follow me on Twitter at Brett Appley. I'll have a link at the bottom, but BRETTAPPLEY. And follow Steven at SPearlst. That's SPEARLST. And hit us up with messages, because we'll make these as much as you guys want us to. We'll probably make one next weekend after the big games this weekend, and keep this going. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.